Imagine showing up for your cruise and a miscommunication from the cruise line causes you to stand on the pier waving goodbye to the cruise ship you were supposed to be on. That just happened, and we're going to talk about it. Welcome to the Midships Minutes. I'm your Captain Corey. Let's get into an article coming out from cruisehive.com by Melissa Meance. Miscommunication strands more than 50 guests in port. Wow, that is a problem. Details are emerging about how more than 50 passengers were left in Auckland due to a paperwork miscommunication involving P&O Cruises' Australia Pacific Explorer. It's the ship pictured here. The incident happened in mid-July, and nearly 2 months later, many impacted guests are still dissatisfied with the way the cruise line handled the fallout. But you know what you won't be dissatisfied with? Well, anything you purchase in the Midships Amazon store. In there, you can find everything I take with me every time I cruise. I think you would love most of those items. Oh, plus you can rock some really cool Midships swags and t-shirts and support my work while just shopping on Amazon. It's super easy. Check it out. There's a link in the description below this video. Now, let's get back into this. When attempting to board the Pacific Explorer for the July 17th departure, more than 50 prospective passengers were left without proper documentation and unauthorized sail, which meant their cruise was forfeit and they were not permitted to board the ship. The apparent mix-up occurred in Auckland, New Zealand, Pacific Explorer's home port, as guests were checking in for their 13-night adventure cruise scheduled to call in different Pacific islands. Some guests failed to present the proper visas for one of the ship's ports of call, Norfolk Island, an external territory of Australia. Of course it's Australia. Of course it's Australia causing the problems. When don't they cause problems for cruising? Located 670 miles northwest of Auckland and 905 miles east of Brisbane. Though the island is technically under the governance of Australia, it does enjoy limited sovereignty and sets its own entry requirements for travelers. Foreign passport holders or those traveling from New Zealand must use a passport as identification and may require a visa depending on the country of their passport. Yeah, here's the thing. As we as cruise travelers go on in our cruise journeys and our life of cruising, things are going to change in countries, well, maybe even countries that we visited before. Say, for instance, you've probably gone to Europe before in your lifetime. Well, did you know there's going to be new entry requirements and new visa requirements for U.S. citizens next year going into Europe? Yeah, that's a fact. And I wouldn't have known about it if it wasn't for the fact that there's an amazing cruise news community here on the internet, and I am grateful to be a part of that. I learned that from the JJ Cruise guys a month back when I was cruising up in Alaska. And guess what? When I go to do my transatlantic crossings next year, I have a couple on the books. Shh, it's a big secret. I'm not going to tell you what ships or where yet, but yeah, it's an extra hurdle to jump through. And we as cruisers, it's our responsibility to figure out what hurdles we have to get through to go on our cruise. Impacted passengers from Pacific Explorer reported to local news source NZ Herald that they were assured no visa was required so long as they were permanent New Zealand residents. P&O Cruises has confirmed the incident, claiming that a travel agent was given the wrong advice on visa requirements, which was then passed along to cruise guests, despite being advised to check entry requirements and other communications with proper information. Y'all, Never just rely on one source of information, and always make your first stop, like I said in yesterday's Midships episode, make your first stop for information the cruise line's website or the cruise line's customer service department. That way you have recourse if something goes wrong. Also, travel insurance doesn't hurt. You know what I'm talking about. Let's get back into this. Guests and travel agents are sent emails and texts advising them of the need to check entry requirements. According to P&O Cruise Lines, pre-cruise communications stated the correct information. Even though multiple guests were able to produce emails and text messages from P&O's customer service department indicating they did not need a visa, that error was not sufficient to permit guests to board the ship and enjoy their cruise. Oh boy, so P&O actually sent two different texts saying two different things, and P&O ruined people's cruises. That's what I'm going to go with here. From what I'm reading, this miscommunication resulted in a number of guests not being able to set sail as planned, as individual travelers were denied boarding to the cruise ship. Their luggage was retrieved from the vessel and they were on their own to return home, watching the ship sail away behind them. Oh man. It's always a sad day when it's cancellation day, especially when the cruise line is the reason you're getting canceled. Hopefully, P&O Cruises makes it right with these passengers. I would hope a 100% refund and a free future cruise was the least the cruise line could do to make them whole. Make sure you get subscribed to the Midships channel here. The next Midships Minutes drops in 2 hours. We're talking controversy. La 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 la